Okay, so I was at the gas station and I was filling my car, and I'm sitting there like passing time, answering questions on YouTube for the meme that I put up on the community page. It was basically about the where to take the Prey franchise next. Basically, having the Predator film being set in feudal Japan with Sanada Hiroyuki, who's he's one of the protagonists in Bullet Train, where he's basically like this fallen Ronin who watches his master get killed, and he goes on a quest to essentially kill the Predator to regain both his honor and the honor of his master and his clan. And someone was talking shit in the comment section. They were basically like, the next Predator film is gonna be like led by a woman, who's black in feudal Japan, who's searching for the person who basically killed her master. And I was like, it'd be super it'd be super interesting. I was just spitballing here. I was like, well, if they're gonna do something with like a black character, you want to use like Yasuke, since he was actually like a black samurai. Well, he wasn't really a black samurai. He was a black flag slash weapon bearer for Oda Nobunaga. I was like, it would make the most sense for them to essentially go like that route. And then I sat there and I started thinking about it, and I was like, yo, Nobunaga's death would actually make for a super dope Predator film. Because for a lot of people who don't know about Nobunaga's death, right, he was the great unifier. He united all of the disparate islands and all the disparate factions and clans of Japan, and basically laid the foundations for Japan as it is today. And essentially, he gets betrayed when he's on the cusp of completing like his grand work. And he gets betrayed by one of his generals. Well, not really a general, he's like a sandal bearer, by the name of Mitsuhide Akechi. And no one knew why Mitsuhide betrayed Nobunaga. He just marched his armies in, betrayed Nobunaga, forced him to commit seppuku, and then ran away, where he was eventually hunted down by Toyotohime Hideyoshi. Well, not only Hideyoshi, but basically everyone was on his ass for the death of Oda. And Yasuke's story just essentially ends there. His story lines up with Oda, and then once Oda dies, Yasuke just also disappears from the historical like script. And like I just started like spitballing in my head a storyline where the Predator lands in feudal Japan. Who would the Predator go after? He would go after the person that everyone feared the most, the biggest target, the most powerful individual in the entire warring state, which would be Oda Nobunaga. And he would go after Nobunaga, and they would fight, and essentially the Predator would kill Nobunaga. And of course it would be with the wrist blades, but the wounds for the way in which seppuku's committed, which is splitting of the belly and then the chopping off of the head, the wounds would low-key line up with something that a Predator would do. Like a slash across the belly, followed by a slash to the back of the neck, then the removal of the entire head and spine. That is legitimately like a Predator move. And no one understood the reason as to why Mitsuhide would have betrayed Oda. Wouldn't it make a ton of sense for in this movie if basically the Predator lands, he goes after Oda Nobunaga. The Predator kills Oda Nobunaga, takes his head as a trophy. Mitsuhide and Yasuke both see the Predator. And at that point in time, they both decide to go after the Predator. But they're on essentially borrowed time, because right behind them on their ass is essentially all of Oda Nobunaga's generals who weren't there to see the Predator. So they go off to hunt the Predator, an entire army hunting the Predator. And as they're going off to hunt the Predator, they're also fighting battles against basically the main remaining force of Nobunaga who want revenge. And then it's just Mitsuhide and Yasuke who go off, sacrificing their army dying believing that they're doing the honorable thing that no one will ever know about, to go off and finally hunt and kill the predator. Mitsuhide dies, and Yasuke is the only one left standing. Yasuke and the predator duel. Yasuke kills the predator, and then upon killing the predator, he basically commits seppuku himself to join his master and his lord. Send me my check. Like, send me my check. Write that check and send it directly to my house. Like, that would be a dope ass Predator film, where it's basically like this army that knows that no one will believe them, that like this invisible thing killed their liege lord. And not only do they have to fight off the other humans, but they also have to hunt like this predator who's trying to basically make it back to his ship to get off planet with his grand trophy. And along the way, they encounter him, they fight him a little bit, he may kill like a couple of the men, but it's basically a race against time. It's a race against time before the army that's at your back kills you, and before the enemy that you're hunting, who has his grand prize, makes it back to his ship and just essentially leaves. Cut me my check. I demand it. I demand my check. Send it in the mail. Or just add it on to my YouTube money. It's not really a lot of money, but you can just go ahead and add it right there, and I'll collect that shit next month. But yeah, that was basically it. I was geeking about this like the entire drive home. I literally got home and sat down and was like, hey, we have content for tonight. But yeah, that's fun as hell. So let me know if like that sounds dope as shit. Comment down below. I've seen like a lot of the comments about where people want like everything to go. I definitely agree with the Vikings one. I would love to see a Vikings one where they land in like ancient Norway and they have to fight, or it's just one predator or clan of predators that have to fight like ancient Vikings that are just pissed off. Like they think that these creatures are just like Jotun or something along those lines, a test from Odin himself. And like they're trying to kill the predators, and of course the predators are trying to hunt and kill them. That would be absolute chaos. I also like the suggestion that somebody had of the Soviet Union, where it's not a predator that lands in Russia, it's an alien infestation outbreak that happens in Russia, and the Soviet Union basically attempts to contain it. But here's the problem. I kind of feel that we got that already at the end of season 1 of Love, Death, and Robots. Basically like the exact same thing. Instead of aliens, it was just demons in that one, or werewolves in that one. But yeah, I'm loving like everybody's suggestions is funny as hell. But I just wanted to get this out there. Catch you in the next one. Peace.